Welcome, FNusa57 here. I'm back on my Xbox One playing some Gears 5, and in today's video I will be explaining how to unlock the brand new Operation 5 Hollow Storm achievement, Solid Gold. So it's currently a rare achievement. It probably will stay that way, and it is only worth 5 gamer score. You have to beat the gold time in a featured escape map. Now, if you didn't see the video, I do have a video covering all of the new stuff for Gears 5, Operation 5 Hollow Storm. But for this particular achievement, what you need to do is you need to go to the category Multiplayer and then down to the category of Escape, and you will see every week, they last for 1 week, you will see this featured hive. And it will rotate. It'll be different every single week, and the modifiers on it can be different. They can be the normal modifiers or mutators, or they can be different ones. But basically what you have to do is there's 3 times, each time corresponds to a reward. So all you have to do is have a time that is better than the gold time. It's actually very easy to do because the gold time that they give, like their par time, is very lenient, to say the least. And then you get Gears coins and you get character XP when you complete it. You also get doubled skill cards up to a certain limit, but that's kind of neither here nor there. For the achievement, say this particular map in the first week, it's Ice Queen. It's actually an extremely easy map. But you do need a couple specific classes to make it go easier, and as the weeks progress, the maps will change. So there are some maps that are normally easier than other maps, and it does depend on the mutators. So I'm just going to give you some basic guidance for unlocking this. It tells you right at the beginning what your time is that you need to beat. You can do it in a public lobby, or you can do it in a private lobby. It doesn't matter. So this way you can see, like, if I wanted to do the featured hive, it'll be right up here at the top, and then I can select that. I can select the modifiers that I wish to apply, and of course, invite other people and switch my classes and all that stuff. So what we're doing is we have to get a top time of negative 15 minutes. Now, negative 15 minutes is actually very easy to do for this particular map, and I'm assuming that they're going to keep the gold time pretty reasonable. Just to give you an idea comparison-wise, let's see, that's Ice Queen, so we're going to go into Escape, and let me find that map real quick just to show you that this is actually a very easy challenge. So my fastest run, and this is actually not even the most optimized run, was negative 42 minutes and 58 seconds. And that is definitely not the fastest run, because that only put me, let's see, if we go global, that's only in the top 1,000 players, but it is a top 1% time. Obviously, you can go faster. So for those of you that are used to playing on master difficulty, and those of you that are used to doing the Operation 1 through 4 top 1% time runs, this should be a complete walk in the park for you guys. Now, for anyone else who's newer to the game or never did those, I'll explain how the system works. So you won't unlock the achievement until after you successfully escape the hive. As long as one person on your team successfully escapes the hive, everyone in the team will get the achievement. Just bear that in mind. If somebody dies, there's a negative time penalty. So for instance, on this particular map, we can look at the modifiers, and the more modifiers that you turn on, the greater the difficulty. Now, as the difficulty rises, it does 2 things. First of all, it lowers the default starting par time, and secondly, it gives you more time for every one of the actions that you can do in the game. And I'll explain those actions in a second. Now, generally speaking, every hive, or most of the hives, are going to have 1 or 2 specialty modifiers that are specific to that hive, and then the rest are going to be fairly generic. Strictly speaking, as a general rule, more health, more lethal, and those are usually the 2 most annoying non-specific modifiers. So if you don't want to run on master difficulty, generally taking those 2 modifiers off and just completing it on insane is more than adequate for the gold time. A matter of fact, I did a time of negative 22 minutes with just using this setup right here for this particular week. Basically, I turned off the more health and more lethal. You can do it however you would like to, though. It doesn't really matter so much on that. It's whatever your squad is the most comfortable with. Now, moving on from there, I'm just going to take these modifiers off so that I can explain things easier. But moving on from there is going to be what exact class you pick. Now, it used to be a specific character, but characters are just cosmetic now. You can use whatever you want. Depending upon the map, that's going to determine what character you pick. But we're just going to go here with... let me go to my brawler here so you can see. And this is going to be a good example of just a straight tank. Now, this used to be Cole, and there's 2 very important things when you're doing a timed run like this. That's score boost cards, and then min-maxing your score throughout the run, which I'll explain a little bit later. Like I said, I did a time of negative 21 minutes and change, almost 22 minutes on Insane, and I was the only person running score boost cards. It was a level 6 regular score boost and a level 5 epic score boost. But it's all entirely up to you. Personal preference, really, at the end of the day. Anyways, let's go ahead and get started. We're going to just go in here. I'm going to start this up. It's just on beginner, so it's not a big deal, but we're going to go through it, and I'll give you a few tips and some generalized information that'll help you unlock the achievement. I'm not going to play through the entire hive. So, first of all, you need to pick that difficulty that you and your team are most comfortable with. The higher the difficulty, the easier it's going to be for you to get the negative time score or the time score required to beat and get the gold medal and unlock the achievement. Keeping that in mind, though, you can play on a lower difficulty, and a lot of times a lower difficulty is actually considerably easier than master, but more than sufficient to get the time run. Secondly, cog tags. I have to stress this. Cog tags are super important on every single escape hive. You want to pick them all up, and this is where the score boost cards come in. This is the third most important thing. While you do have to sacrifice 2 cards, and certain classes can do that easier than others, the person that picks up the cog tags must be the one with the highest level score boost. This way you get the most additional time. It's extremely important that you do that. And I'm going to show you the breakdown of everything here in a second. Lastly, and this is where you get to micromanaging things, it's totally up to you and your team, but because of the way the score breaks down in this game, there's a few different ways that you can get better score and get a better time, so you can use as many of them as you would like. This is coming from somebody who did the top 1% run, so if we look at the game, and I can pause it here, I'm in private, it doesn't matter, but as soon as we start the match, you're going to see this team performance, and it's going to give you the clock time, it's going to give you the kills bonus, headshot kills bonus, execution bonus, marked kill bonus, cog tag bonus, which is just what I mentioned there, an MIA penalty, and then the difficulty modifier. So since we're on beginner right now, our base starting time is 29 minutes, 59 seconds. In other words, we have to work down against that particular time. Now, the higher the difficulty you go, the lower that time is going to be. As an example, let's just get an execution here real quick. So we just executed a reject, which is super easy, and you'll notice that my kills bonus is -3 seconds, and then the execution bonus is -1 second. Now if I mark that reject and then execute him, and the mark has to be on him when he hits the ground, you'll notice my kills bonus is 6 seconds, my execution bonus is 3 seconds, and now my marked target kill bonus is 1 second. Obviously, this is on beginner, so it's the lowest possible multiplier that you can have. Plus, when I pick up this cog tag right there, you'll see now I have -91 seconds for the cog tag. And that's because of score boost and the fact we're on beginner. The higher the difficulty, the lower the starting par time is, and the greater amount of negative time. So that's how you get negative time. Everything adds up and is subtracted from your starting difficulty modifier combined with your actual clock time. That's the amount of time you've been playing for, and that clock time does not count the the time before the venom bomb goes off. So we just got a headshot kill, and now you can see that the marked target kill bonus went up, and we also have the headshot kill bonus. It's very important, especially on higher difficulty, that you go ahead and get that. Another trick you can use is to stun the enemy that can be stunned, and then meat shield them and snap their neck. That gives you a little bit more total time than if you just do an execution, because it's like 2 kills instead of 1 execution. It's weird that way. You can also go super ridiculous if you want to, and obviously you'd be playing with a team where you have one person meat shield the target and then the other person headshot the target. So that's just another method that you can do for that. But it's very important that you find all of the cog tags. That gives you a huge bonus in the time. I can't give you an exact strategy because it'll depend upon each one of the maps. But we're going to go back to the lobby, and then I'm going to increase the difficulty, which I will probably die very early on because I'm not really set up to solo it right now. But I just want to show you the difference in the time that the difficulty makes. But I will edit out the load time. Alright, so here we are in the same map, but on master difficulty. And you can see that on master difficulty, our time difficulty modifier is at 0. This way, we have no time that we have to actually whittle down. And I'm going to go ahead and get this reject up here. Rejects are awesome because you can just sneak up on them and execute them. So now if you remember the base times, now that we're on master difficulty, we got a kill bonus of 15 seconds, an execution bonus of 7 seconds, and a marked target kill bonus of 7 seconds. So you see how much of a difference that playing on a higher difficulty makes. And if I can get a cog tag, I'll show you the difference on that. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to get a cog tag, but there's a massive difference. It's like, I think 200 or 300 seconds or something with maxed score boost cards when you are on master difficulty. So, in short, play on the hardest difficulty you feel comfortable with. Make sure you have as high a level score boost cards as possible, and ideally everyone on your team running score boost cards if you want the best possible time. And then just make sure that you mark the targets before they die, prioritize getting headshot kills, executions, things of that nature. As long as you're doing that, you should have no problem at all getting the achievement. But remember, playing on a harder difficulty is drastically more likely to have you die. So hopefully this helped you out. If you have any questions or anything, feel free to ask. I'll do my best to give you information as much as possible. Or if you're playing the game, I don't mind helping in game if I'm online. So feel free to hit me up. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video and it helped, make sure you slap that like button and of course share it. That greatly helps me out with the searchability of videos here on YouTube. Until next time, stay frosty.